Yo, welcome everybody to the very first episode of the Game Talk podcast. I'm your host, Tyrese, and let me introduce my co-host.
What's good, y'all? I'm Shad. Coming to y'all with something weekly. Game talk, talking about sports. Current events, current topics. We might talk about other things other than sports. But I'm gonna let my boy Ty explain. More better, more detailed for y'all. Go ahead.
Well, first, before we start, where your energy at tonight, man? You a little low
Hey,
energy right now. I need a little bit more energy. It's the first episode. This is
come on
this
now.
we gotta come out with a little bit more for the people. It's the
We,
first one.
we talked about it. Derrick Henry need to lose them arm sleeves. So we'll get into that because I'm a diehard Ravens fan. I'm still not over that Lions, loss. Even though we play the Chiefs this Sunday at 4:30, I'm still not over that Lions loss. That was
Hey, hey,
similar,
hey.
similar to the Bills loss. I ain't gonna hold you, but we'll get to that. But
At least you have a win. You could be a Giants fan, but we'll get into that a little bit later, as he was saying. But nah, we're super excited to bring bring this to you. This is something that's been a long time coming, and it's been a journey to even get to this moment. But by the grace of God, we are finally here, and none of this would be possible without Him. So, first
Rush.
and foremost, before we get started, all glory goes to God. But as my co-host Shai was saying, this is something that we wanted to do for a while, and we felt like now was the perfect opportunity to finally release our content. So from here on out, you can expect weekly episodes, like what he was saying. We're gonna talk sports. We're gonna talk a lot of different things, but most importantly, you're gonna get some laughs on here. You're gonna get some debates. We a lot of rambling about sports. Those who know me, there's a person out there that they know who they are. I don't have to bring up any names, but we created this little thing called Tide Tangents. So if I go on my little rambles from time to time, just know I'm very passionate about sports and I'm very passionate about this. So, but you're gonna get a lot of passion out of the both of us. Just really give us that authenticity that fans of sports, true fans of sports, can come to expect. But like I said, before we dive into this journey, I just want to take a moment to thank all the people who've helped not only me but Shot as well. Your support, encouragement, prayers, man, it's more than I can even put into words. And honestly, I don't know where I would be without it. So we're here, ready to kick off this first episode because this podcast is not just about me. It's not just about Shad. It's about community. It's about conversation, and it's about growth. And we're just excited, like super excited, to finally bring this project to life, to bring it to pass. And I mean, there's nothing more that I can say. Honestly, we just excited, and we just hope that y'all ready to come along with us on this journey. Everything that we produce, just knows it'll be a lot of hard work, a lot of time put into it. I know we in separate rooms right now, but we working on the space. We working on our little setup. So just bear with us. But with that being said, this is just the beginning. So with that being said, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Just got off work, chilling. Ready to start something special. You know.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, we decided to record during the Thursday night football game, but
Oh,
it is what it is. Seattle and Arizona taking place right now, but we'll get into it a little later. But we we wanted to start off talking about Jaxson Dart. Here he's the starter in New York now. Um, Giants came out and announced Tuesday that Jaxson Dart will be the starter for the rest of the season and replace Russell Wilson. So, how you feel about that?
uh,
What's your thoughts?
I'm actually 50-50 on it. I'm not gonna lie. I've been hearing some, sports analysts talk about how, Russ has been producing okay, but He really hasn't. Come on, let's be real. Come on, he hasn't.
Let Russ cook, right?
In the last game versus the Commanders during the fourth quarter, when the crowd was actually chanting Jaxson Dart's name, that said all you need to hear right there. Like, come on now. It's like the coach's job is at jeopardy by the whole stadium chanting Jaxson Dart's name. That was ridiculous. I was like, oh, this looks bad because Russ is he's not Russ no more. Everybody still expects Seattle Russ. No, he did okay in some games during Pittsburgh, but it still wasn't Seattle Russ, and that's what everybody expects. So it's like yeah, I actually agree with them putting Jaxson Dart at this point. 0-3, y'all gotta try something. Oh yeah, y'all don't want to go 0-4.
Do you feel like Jaxson Dart's ready though? Like, do you feel like as a rookie stepping in, you playing the Chargers, they got statistically they're rated the number 4 defense in the NFL right now. I know it's only been 3 weeks, but they got some dogs over there. So do you feel like Jaxson Dart is ready to step in and be a starter?
I do. I actually do. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I feel like he's ready. Y'all gotta try something. The Giants, New York team's gotta try something because you ain't the only New York team that's 0-3 right now. So both of y'all gotta try something. New York Jets and New York Giants. Y'all both gotta try something.
We need something.
Y'all are at jeopardy right now in the New York sports organization as far as football on both sides.
Listen, I'm gonna take some time with this one. This will be the first Tide tangent that you get, very live, first episode, fresh into it. But when it comes to the Giants, I hate to say, as a proud, I hate to say proud, but as a proud Giants fan for the majority of my life, they've provided me with a lot of misery, to say the least, within this last decade plus, since really 15 years, honestly, since we won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. What I will say is this decision, it goes so much deeper than Jaxson Dart. I feel like, as an organization, we've been so poorly run, so poorly managed, from ownership down. So I feel like, they put this kid in a lose-lose situation. In the offseason they beat us over the head with this Jaxson Dart plan that we ain't gonna rush him, that ideally we don't want to see him this year. And as a Giants fan, I kind of bought it, not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, we got Russ, we got Jameis. That should keep the kid on the bench for a year just to develop him and see what we got next year. And I just find it so interesting. I shouldn't, because it's the Giants. But I find it so interesting that we're week 4 and we already getting the first Jaxson Dart start.
Yeah, well, sometimes, people don't like bringing up college stats because they said it's different from the NFL, college and the NFL difference. But in college, he did throw for 11,970 passing yards on 862 completions and 1,300 attempts. But he had, over his career, 4-year career, he had 1,500 rushing yards with 14 rushing touchdowns. So his college career was pretty solid. Won't lie, pretty solid.
I'm not really one to look at the college numbers. I'm not the biggest advocate for college success, just because it's, in my opinion, it's 2 different games. But what I will say about Jaxson Dart, from what I've seen so far, do I feel like he's ready? To me, if he's ready in week 4, then he was ready week 1. I'd rather be 0-3 with Jaxson Dart and him be 3 games wiser in the NFL than 0-3 with Russell Wilson. So that's what I will say about that. But to go even deeper into this decision, because it's not Jaxson Dart is the. Don't get me wrong, he is the story. He's the topic in this equation right now. But that's not even the biggest problem I have with this organization and how dysfunctional we've been. So, Giants players have off, after game day, they have off. Have an off day, right? So, news broke Tuesday that Jaxson Dart was going to be the starter, right? So, as an organization, right, who prides themselves on being a gold standard, at least one of the gold standard organizations in NFL. So you break the news Tuesday, right? We get back Wednesday. You have players like Cam Scatterboo and Wan'Dale Robinson on the offense, by the way. And the media asks them questions on how they found out Jaxson Dart was going to be the starter. And their response is, I found out the way everybody else found out, through social media, through the Adam Schefter report,
nowadays,
ESPN.
Yeah. That's usually how it is nowadays. Like, you find out through social media, even NBA players. You've heard it.
But as an organization that prides themselves on being a gold standard and doing things the proper way, wouldn't the proper way, hey guys, let's have a team meeting. The guys that was leading us in the battle the last 3 weeks, Russell Wilson, is not going to be the starter no more. But instead, we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to go with the rook, Jaxson Dart.
Yeah.
Let's have a team discussion about it, so at least the players know before they get bombarded with a news report that the quarterback of their team that's going to lead them Sunday is now Jaxson Dart. I find that red flag number 1, right? That's, well, really number 2. Because this whole Jaxson Dart plan that was supposed to be a plan that we wasn't going to see Jaxson Dart this week. It was just 10 days ago, by the way, that they told us, as a Giants fan.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you think by them changing the quarterback would affect the receivers getting used to Russ already?
I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
So, it's just 10 days ago that they told us, after Russ had probably statistically the best game of his career in Dallas, right? 450 through the air, 3 touchdowns, interception in overtime, but it is what it is. Let Russ cook, right? But it was just 10 days ago you told us, Mike Caffey came out basically telling us, Jaxson Dart's in the best position possible. He has veterans to lean on. He has people in front of him, basically, to help him aid his growth into the league, that we forcing him out there, that we're not rushing it.
Yeah.
That was the report 10 days ago. So I just find it interesting that 10 days ago, that was the report, that we're not rushing him. To now, all of a sudden, what happened in the course of 10 days that made Jaxson Dart ready to start? And mind you, I'm a Giants fan, right? I'm rooting for the kid. I want him to do well. Obviously, that's my quarterback. I need him to do well. I need him to succeed.
Need anything, bro.
We need anything. We haven't had a quarterback since Eli. We need something. I want the kid to do well. I want to see growth. I want him to be functional. I want him to be our franchise quarterback, obviously. I don't want to have to keep going through cycles of quarterbacks after quarterback after quarterback. But my whole problem with this announcement is 10 days ago you told us we're not rushing the kid. We're not rushing him. He has the opportunity to learn from Russ, to learn from Jameis. In due time he'll be ready.
Yeah.
My only problem with that situation is, yes, we all know Russ played bad in Kansas City, right? We all know Russ played bad in Kansas City. I don't even want to get into his stats. I don't want to tell you how bad it's been. It's been bad. Statistically, we are yet again, if you remove the Dallas game, statistically we are the worst red zone offense in the league. I don't want to get into the statistics.
You know, it's
we
crazy.
all know. Well,
You know,
go
crazy.
ahead.
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and the whole Chiefs organization had a very bad game and still beat y'all.
Listen,
It was
listen.
that was like what Ray Lewis say. Oh, it was a bad day. It's
Listen.
gonna be a bad.
When Patrick Mahomes ripped the ball out of Bobby Okereke's hands,
Yeah, that was all right.
I knew he was destined to lose that game. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that happens. But against the Giants, it happens. It's liable. Anything is
There's no way
possible.
you let that happen. To be honest.
I don't even want to talk about it. My emotions, my joy, my enthusiasm, whatever was left in that play. I'm totally out on the Giants. Don't get me wrong. Again, I want to see Jaxson Dart. I want to see him. I want to see him do well.
Believe in him. You gotta believe him at this point.
That's
0-3.
my only reason to watch football right now. My only reason to watch football is to watch Jaxson Dart. Because if Jaxson Dart wasn't playing, I'm not sure if I was going to spend my Sunday watching the Giants play. I was debating. It was up in the air. And as the most loyal Giants fan out there, a guy that tries to watch every game no matter what, I had a real debate of whether I wanted to see the Giants play Sunday. The only thing that brought it back for me was the fact that Jaxson Dart got named the starter. My whole issue with it though is how it played out, how it went down. Because let me ask you this, right? Do you feel like Brian Dable was a good coach?
Yeah. Yes.
Why do you feel like that?
At times I would see good schemes, but bad physical play from NFL, professional players. You can have good plays, but if you don't have the players to make those plays look good, or construct the team to like Patrick Mahomes in it. I feel like if he didn't have Travis Kelce, rather, I don't feel like he would have the same success right now. If he didn't have Tyreek Hill, I don't think he would have the, what I'm saying? I'm not, Patrick Mahomes is, he's goated already in his own right. You know what I'm saying? His stats say that. But I'm saying Travis Kelce, he helps. Tyreek Hill helps. You get the guy that fast, all you got to do is throw the ball downhill. Come on now. Downhill to Tyreek Hill? Come on. Like, it was different. But I feel like, yes, he's a pretty decent, okay coach. They shouldn't fire him. That's not fair. I don't feel like that's fair. Don't do that. Come on. It's too early. Damn. But I don't blame you though.
I can run off some statistics to tell you why he should be fired. And don't get me wrong.
Of course you know your team better than me. Come on now.
Don't get me wrong. I like the hire at first. I did like the hire. I thought, dang, we got this quarterback guru. He fixed Josh Allen. He got Josh Allen to be where he was today. I love the hire. I'm like, yeah, we back, baby. We back. Daniel Jones about to be baby Josh Allen. That's a whole nother story. He looking like Josh Allen right now though, but that's a whole nother story. Whole nother story. But I finally got to the point to where, yeah, it's raps. I'm one of the most patient guys out there. You ready for this? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
To hear some of these statistics, right? So, Dable's known for being an offensive guru, right?
Uh-huh.
Outside of, by the way, just to show you how in-depth that the Giants have truly been, true playoff appearance in the last 15 years. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, right? Again, you complain about Lamar Jackson. I got real issues over here in New York. I can't smell the playoffs. I don't even know what playoff football look like, let alone having an MVP quarterback and a coach that gets you to the playoffs every year. So yeah, we not the same over here. But Brian Dable, since his magical 2022 season, is 18-35 as a coach.
And one.
18-35 and one. Oh, don't let me forget about the tie. Can't forget about the tie.
Can't forget about the tie.
Can't forget about the tie. Do you want to know how many times he's lost to his division? Matter of fact, you want to know how many times we've beaten a division opponent under his leadership?
How many?
Matter of fact, Dak Prescott. We haven't beat the Cowboys in about 5 years. Eagles, in games that count, we can't even compete with the Eagles. We used to run through Washington. Now that they got Jaden Daniels, we ain't running through Washington no more. Matter of fact, the only team he's beaten in this division consistently has been Washington, unfortunately. But from the offensive-minded head coach that's supposed to be, revolutionized the Bills, right? I had to do a little pause there because revolutionized the Bills. So we're going to take 2022. We're going to put that to the side, because we were average that year. We ranked 15th in total offense that year, right? 2023. All these expectations. We get Darren Waller. We coming off the playoffs. Everybody thinking it's about to be this transformative season. We get smacked week 1, 40-0 in MetLife. Lost to the Cowboys. Lost to Andrew Thomas. So many things went wrong that year.
I know your 1 o'clocks. Your 1 o'clocks be stressful.
My 1 o'clocks has been stressful. I don't want to talk. That's what I'm saying. Should he be fired? He a good coach. Our coaching staff gives us no advantage. The one good coach we had in Wink couldn't get along with. Differences, whatever. Don't know what. Still to this day, don't know what fully transpired in that ordeal. But your former defensive coordinator, Wade Martindale. Offensive guru. Back to that offensive guru. 2023 ranked 30th, total offense. 2024, 31st in offense. And if you combine 2023, 2024, and 2025 all together, we are statistically the worst red zone offense. But yeah, we got an offensive guru. We got a good coach. We got the guy that fixed Josh Allen, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I know we're not a good team. We haven't had an offensive line since Eli was still quarterback.
Yeah, garbage. Yeah.
Garbage. But at what point does Brian Dable, and it's not all on Brian Dable, don't get me wrong. Every decision this franchise has made in the last 4 years under the regime of Joe Shane and Brian Dable has completely failed. Every player that has worn blue, we didn't resign, has went on to see brighter days and much more success. Heck, they got Indianapolis calling Danny Dimes, Danny Nichols, Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Are you serious?
3-0. Y'all 0-3. Saquon left. He won a Super Bowl.
Saquon won a Super Bowl.
The very next year, Saquon left.
The very next year. Offensive player of the year, the whole spiel. 2,000 yards, the whole spiel. Could have broke the record against us. You know how frustrating that is? You know how frustrating that is? But I don't think you understand. I watched Xavier McKinney lead the league in interceptions, all pro, Pro Bowl. I watched Leonard Williams, Pro Bowl. I watched Julian Love, Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nothing left to give. Sterling Shepard, the ghost of Sterling Shepard, is even in Tampa Bay doing things down there with Baker Mayfield. I thought he was washed.
I'm not gonna lie. I did too.
I don't have nothing left to give the Giants. So, much luck to Jaxson Dart. I don't think he understands what he walked himself into. I pray for every player that gets drafted by this organization that we don't ruin them.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Malik Neighbors. I love me some Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, but I don't have much left to give. This franchise, this organization, they sucked it all out of me. So with that being said, I guess I'll tune in Sunday, 1:00. Hopefully Jaxson Dart. Hopefully. Oh, speaking of receivers, right? I remember you bringing that up earlier.
What's up?
He's starting this week. Guess who didn't practice today?
Who?
Malik Neighbors.
Oh God! They trying to set him up. They trying to set him up like Shador.
So that's my thing.
So the first game he's starting, Jaxson Dart. Malik Neighbors is not playing.
No, he's playing. I'm assuming this is part of because he had that the toe thing coming into the season.
I don't want to hear that. Nah, Jaxson Dart needs you. Nah.
So I'm assuming this is part of the rest schedule. But again, we just got Andrew Thomas back. He played a half or 25 snaps, however long he played last week. Right? Hopefully he can go for the full game because I would hate to throw Jaxson Dart out there without Andrew Thomas. But even more, I would hate to give Jaxson Dart his first start on the road. I will not on the road, at home without Malik Neighbors. Wouldn't you think that a rookie quarterback making his first start needs all the practice reps he can get with his number one wide receiver? Why is he not? Why is Malik Neighbors not practicing?
I have no idea.
But yeah, we have a good coach, right? Like I said.
Don't do that. Okay, that was a good one. But we got a good coach. Right?
We gonna be looking for a new coach at the end of the year, a new general manager at the end of the year, and God can only hope that Jaxson Dart is half of what he showed in the preseason this year. Cause my God.
Oh, I hope he's nothing like Daniel Jones on the Giants. But speaking of Daniel Jones, real quick, I just looked it up. First game they played the Dolphins. Daniel Jones.
You don't gotta run through the stats. You don't gotta run through.
70. No, I am because this is crazy.
You want to hear
72, 1 TD. They played the Broncos next game. 316, 1 TD. Oh, yeah, by the way, last game, 0 interceptions. This game, Broncos, 0 interceptions.
Yeah, I know.
Recent game, Titans, 228, 1 TD, 0 interceptions.
I know.
All he over had 100 passer rating.
He had a couple.
All over a 65 completion rating as well.
He had a couple rushing touchdowns, too. Trust me. You want to hear something even more crazy?
What's up?
They haven't punted. The Colts haven't punted all year.
And don't forget about Jonathan Taylor. And people started sleeping on him just a little bit. He's still here. His numbers, was on a little, downfall over the past year. But I feel like he's going to have a good year this year.
Listen. I don't want to talk about the Giants no more. That's a sore subject. That's a sore Sore spot for me.
Yeah, it
The,
hurt. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 1 o'clock.
respectfully, 1 o'clock. Jaxson Dart. Wish you well, my brother. Don't fall for this dysfunction that the Giants seem to bring everybody. No words.
Garbage. The Jets too. We're not even gonna talk about the Jets, but
Hey,
yeah.
you won Patrick Mahomes game away from being 1-3. So I would laugh too much.
Don't do to me. Don't do me like that. Don't do it like that. Come on. I told you Derrick Henry need to take them arm sleeves off. He has to. Mike Vick had that same problem back in the day, and now we see it again with Derrick Henry. And they both Hall of Fame careers.
Well, anyway, speaking on quarterback play, since you brought up Daniel Jones, thank you, by the way, for reminding me how dysfunctional we are. That even the Colts can make Daniel Jones look like a functional NFL player. No, mind you, the Colts is making Daniel Jones looking like an MVP caliber player right now. I've never seen this out of Daniel Jones.
The Colts is making Daniel Jones look like Eli during his first Super Bowl run.
I don't want to talk about it, but speaking of quarterbacks, so some that's been circulating the waves recently. I know Cam Newton had a lot to say about Jalen Hurts and his effectiveness and how much his responsibility versus how much the team contributes to winning and how good he is, and what's his take about how much Jalen produces for the Eagles. So, do you agree? Because Cam caused a lot of drama with his comments. How do you feel? How do you feel about Mr. Jalen Hurts, Mr. Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts?
I mean, that last game against the Rams was really his best game. So, but it's 50-50. He's right in a way, but I feel like Jalen Hurts, and crazy as it sounds, he produced better numbers in the playoffs, which is crazy. Like he actually is a different person. He kicks into a different gear in the playoffs. But I'm gonna go off of his stats from week 1. He played the Cowboys. He had 152 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Quarterback rating 94 on an 82 completion. They played the Chiefs. He just cracked the 100 passing yard mark. He had 101, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 78 completion rating on a 68 passer rating. He had his recent game, like I said, versus the Rams was his best game. And 226 on three touchdowns, 117, passer rating on a 65 completion rating. So, in a way, he's right, but it's only week 3. It's still early. I feel like the numbers are going to get more solid, more better because he looked good in that Rams game. I ain't gonna lie, he really looked good.
So, as a Giants fan, I hate to keep harboring on this point, but for those of you out there that are Giants fans or just fans of football teams that don't win in general, you understand what it looks like to just lose every Sunday or go into a Sunday with no hope of even winning a game, or better yet, go into a Sunday knowing that by the end of September, my football season's over. My birthday, October 15th, and I could realistically say that every year, outside of 2 miraculous years, my football season has been over before October 15th, which is even it's heartbreaking to say. We can't even get to October before I be like, come on, bro. Like They got me looking at mock drafts in September. Like, who we getting with this top 5 pick?
One game. 0-3. 0-3. No game. Go home.
But,
and I want y'all to be successful. I told you how I feel about teams that's close to home. That's how I fell in love with the Ravens. But I felt like the Ravens is more, hard hitting, more savage team. That's why I went with the Ravens. But I was cheering for y'all when y'all took down Brady during that little year, that year of tenure, during them, 3 or 4 years. But it's like, now, need I say more? It's self-explanatory. Everybody know about New York organizations. Even the Knicks just started getting good. So
listen, New York sports is in a bad spot. But I bring the Giants up to bring up Jalen Hurts. You know why I bring up Jalen Hurts? Is because I'm also an Alabama Crimson Tide fan, and Jalen Hurts had the pleasure of playing at Alabama before he went to play at Oklahoma for a year. So I've watched Jalen Hurts progress from college to the NFL. One thing I've always admired about Jalen Hurts was one thing: he's a winner. So, regardless of how it looks, regardless of the stats at the end of the game, he's a winner. My favorite quarterback of all time is Eli Manning. One thing you can say about Eli Manning was if you got into the playoffs, he was going to give you an opportunity to win. I respect that because Jalen Hurts did something that realistically nobody else could do. Your man Lamar can't do it. But
yeah, I agree. I absolutely, for real, I agree. I told you, I'm not delusional. I love sports and all around. I'm not delusional to the fact that Jalen Hurts produced way better than Lamar in the playoffs. Even though Lamar is my favorite NFL player right now. But facts are facts.
In the last 18 games, you want to hear Jalen Hurts' record?
In games in regular season or playoffs, or just in general?
Both, just in general. His last 18 games that he started, he's 18-1. 18-1. You know what that means? That means he wins football games. Now, I don't ever look at somebody's supporting cast and just say they are the reason why somebody is winning. Jalen Hurts don't have no control over what Philly surrounds him with. Now, because he got Saquon, fought the Giants. Because he got A.J. Brown, fought the Titans. Because they drafted well, they got an offensive line, credit his GM.
You know what I can honestly say?
Devontae Smith.
You know what I can honestly say? Don't mean to interrupt. You know what I can honestly say? You're absolutely right. Because at first, I was like, yo, the Eagles are stacked. The teams are stacked, really. That's crazy. They draft good players, this and that. But then I kept taking a look at our roster. I'm like, the Ravens got a pretty damn good roster to make it over the hump. I don't know why we haven't, but we've had pretty damn good rosters. But, yeah, you're right. You can't really say it's the Eagles roster because, quarterback's the quarterback. You have control over that whole offense. The game is really in your hands.
I've seen it time and time again. Now, he may not pass for the gaudiest of numbers. He may not run for the gaudiest of numbers.
He don't have to. A win is a win.
It's a win. And as a guy who's starved of winning, I'll take a win however it comes. And that's one thing I appreciated about Jalen Hurts is no matter the situation, no matter how it looks, at the end of the day, if he giving me an opportunity to win, that's all I can really ask for. And Jalen Hurts in his last 17 games, you want to hear something even more crazy, right? Last 17 games, 70% completion percentage, 2,900 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns to just 2 interceptions, a 109 passer rating, right? And if you want to add in the rushing stats, right? 745 rushing yards, 21 touchdowns.
In total. Okay. He's produced an exceptional amount of numbers.
If you compare it though, he has over 40 plus touchdowns both through the air and on the ground
Mm-hmm.
to only 5 turnovers. Not only is he super efficient, he don't give the ball away. And like I said, regardless of how it looks. Now I watched the Dallas game earlier. I know everybody made a big deal about AJ Brown only having one catch and that catch coming in the fourth quarter and him not really going to AJ or Devontae really. But what I will say is that if you watch the game, you kind of understand he didn't have to. Like the flow of the game just didn't call for it, and the way they were covering AJ Brown, honestly, is credit to the Cowboys. That was one game they did look good defensively.
No, for real, seriously. If it don't call for me to get 300 yards plus passing, or at least 50 plus yards rushing, give me 200 plus yards a game, or just 200 yards a game passing, and give me 50 rushing yards as a quarterback, and we make it to the Super Bowl and win. I'm cool. I'm making it to the Hall of Fame. I'm cool.
That's the one thing about Jalen Hurts.
If my defense is amazing, there's other reasons why we score in other areas. Like you saw Davis run big ass running that shit all the way back. That was crazy. He's quick too. He's not slow. He's quick.
But I credit the Eagles organization because for the talent that he has around him. You can say it's Jalen. You can say it's the Eagles. Who cares? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand Cam's point. I understand the difference between you being that guy to have to lead your team versus you being that guy to just a passenger along the way. But what I will say that's different about Jalen Hurts is that yes, he do have all the pieces around him. There has been games, there has been times where you could point to, okay, the Eagles won because Jalen Hurts made these plays to push them over to the victory. And that's what I will say about Jalen Hurts. Like, special talent, special guy, special human. And he's just a winner. Like, he balls. Statistics speak for themselves. What I will say about this year, though, I don't fault Jalen this year for how the offense looked at times. Because I know we referenced the Rams game, but in reality, they really only started playing well in the second half of that game. Yeah. Like, it really wasn't even the whole game in totality.
What was the score at time was crazy. It was not it was not going in Philadelphia's favor.
Like, not at all.
That was a great comeback by Philly.
Not at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like my main takeaway from the game was it's really the offensive coordinator. I don't feel like it's not enough creativity right now going on. Because even if you look at Saquon hasn't been Saquon yet this year. So it's a problem. I feel like same thing happened when Jalen lost his offensive coordinator, who's not a head coach of the Colts. I feel like him losing his offensive coordinator this year is starting to have an effect, and they haven't fully adjusted to it yet with the new person that's in charge. And they could do a better job of calling the offense as well.
Definitely,
be a little bit more creative,
Hey, likewise.
And that's really my biggest. Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest takeaway with Jalen. Jalen's a winner. Like you can criticize him all you want, but I'll take Jalen Hurts' career versus Dan Marino. Yeah, I could be the guy. I could throw for all the yards. I could throw for the touchdowns. I could do all those wonderful, marvelous things. But at the end of the day, if I don't have a ring, if I don't win, what does that really mean for me? You know what I mean? So while Kim's point is valid, I understand where he's coming from. But credit to the Eagles organization for surrounding him with the talent. I mean,
yeah, and
they turned.
By the way, to each his own, because I am picking Dan Marino over Jalen Hurts. But to each his own.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong.
Respectfully, not. But Dan Marino was that guy. And again, I'm a young old head, and
I'm just saying. Listen. we fought quarterbacks, we fought players all the time for not winning. So when a guy wins and he's doing it in a way that okay, maybe not is not the most aesthetically pleasing way. Like I believe what was it, Drew Brees got on First Take or wherever it was with Stephen A and called the offense boring. I mean, is it a fun watch? No. But do they win? Yeah. Yep. So it's like you do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do to win. And that's what I feel like Jalen Hurts has done his whole career in Philly is win. When he's now. There are quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, Talk to him.
There are quarterbacks in the league. I'm taking over Jalen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying Jalen is the end all be all.
No, you're just speaking on the point of of what Cam said. You don't respect it. Yeah. Because there is quarterbacks that's better than Jalen Hurts, but we're not going to sit here and say Jalen Hurts hasn't produced over the years. His numbers say different. That's the obvious. Like you can just easily look them up. But it's like Cam, it's 50-50 of what his point is. We still win, but a game manager would his numbers would be a little different. That's all Cam's saying. But it's still like he even said himself, he's not discrediting Jalen Hurts' skill as a quarterback. Jalen Hurts be balling. But it's like, your numbers say different. They've been on a little decline lately, and it's okay. Because like I said, and you agree with me, a win is a win.
A win is a win. I mean, like I said, Cam's point is valid. But if the game managers get me Super Bowl wins, as a fan, I'll take it. You can have all them gaudy stats. I don't need to throw for 4,000 yards, 45 touchdowns. Like, at the end of the day, Joe Burrow do that every year. His teams barely get in. And I've seen Josh Allen lose every year in the playoffs with them stats. I've seen Lamar do it with those stats.
You even seen Cam do it. At
the end of the day, I've seen Cam do it. I mean, not to highlight, because I know people was attacking him for the fumble thing, but I don't even want to highlight that.
Yeah, but his career was, come on now.
MVP, nigga.
Yeah, like, if you're an MVP of the league, like I said, if you're an MVP of the league, I had this conversation about D Rose with some people. If you're an MVP of the league, you are the best person in the world in that, sport at the time. Like, you're the best.
At that time, yeah, exactly.
Like, you're the most valuable player. Like, come on now.
You know how I feel about that D Rose MVP, though. But that's for later date.
And they did that to Shaq and Steve Nash. Come on now. But we'll talk about that a different time.
We'll talk about that another time. Now, don't get me wrong. D Rose is nice. D-Rose is nice,
come on, 2011 was crazy. 2011 was crazy.
I ain't taking nothing away from that. Listen, we have a whole nother MVP conversation that I need to get some thoughts off about. So we'll talk about that a little later. But it sounds like you on the same page with me. It's just Cam's comments weren't necessarily wrong, but at the end of the day, I think it's your preference on what you want out of the quarterback position. Like if I don't need somebody to carry me and I can surround him with the pieces to make me good, then that's all that really mattered to me. Like, listen, I wish I had a GM like Howie Roseman. Dude turned Zach Bond into an all-pro linebacker. He was on his way out the league. Yeah. I mean, it's those type of things that I just don't think that we give the Eagles organization enough credit for. And honestly, the way things is looking, who beating them this year? It hurts to say that. Who beating them this year in the NFC? I feel like they might represent the Super Bowl again. They look at it this way, right? They 3-0.
I would say the Commanders. I would say the Commanders.
No.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
No. The only team I thought had an opportunity to beat them just lost to them. Now, jury's still out on the Packers. I don't know how that's going to look.
I was just about to say, what about the Packers? With Michael Parsons and Rashawn Gary on that line.
I'm not the biggest Jordan Love fan, to be honest with you.
Everybody giving him praise out of nowhere.
I'm not the biggest.
Nowhere. I'm like,
I have to see
what
it.
did Jordan Love do?
I have to see it on a more linear level for me to be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan Love. So I'm not. I have to see when playoff times come. Obviously, if they match up against each other, we'll see it then. But I'm not. I'm not all in on the Packers yet. We'll see. The only team I thought had an opportunity was the Rams, and we saw how Sunday went. I mean, Rams kind of gave that game away.
Yeah, that was horrible. Matthew Stafford was
Think about it this way. Eagles are 3-0, right? They're 3-0. They have all sorts of questions offensively, right? They have quarterback 2 questions. I mean, Adoree Jackson's look god awful. Their defense hasn't even rounded into shape yet, and they still undefeated. And they beat. In my opinion, they beat the second best team in the NFC. In my opinion.
And who was that?
The Rams.
Yeah. I can't fathom to how their season is going right now.
I can. Listen.
Like how?
There's no other team. I know I just gave Jalen Hurts all the praise and credit in the world and just shouted out Howie Roseman and the moves that he's made. There's no team I hate more in my division. There's no team I hate more in this league than the Philadelphia Eagles. So to watch them have the success hurts. It hurts. And to watch them do it with Saquon hurts even more.
Yeah, that Saquon last year was ridiculous. He was ridiculous. That 2,000 rushing yard season was something special. He looked like Chris Johnson out there. He looked like AP out there. It was crazy. He elusive. He's very elusive. Like, it's crazy. And New York had him.
Okay, all right. We make enough bad decisions. I don't need to revel into no more bad decisions. All right. With that being said, let's get into some NFL picks for the week. Like I said, the Thursday night football game is happening as we record, so we won't be making a pick for that. But we can start off making some picks. What you got going into week 4?
In week four, let's see. For us, I'm gonna start off with us. We have to win.
Oh, you gonna start?
Yes.
You gonna start 4:00 window, huh?
Yes.
All right, let's get into it.
I'm gonna start because I'm a Ravens fan. I'm gonna start from 4:30, 4:25, the exact Eastern, on Paramount.
Let's get into it. Get into it.
We have to win this game.
I'll be watching that game, by the way. Hey, I just want to throw some out there. Lamar Jackson's like 1-5 versus Patrick Mahomes, 1-6, something like that. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's a bad. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question before you. I know you're gonna pick the Ravens. So I already know who you got going into the game. So, who do you think needs the game more? Considering they're both 1-2, like looking at the landscape of the NFL, who you think can afford to lose the game and still be playoffs?
All right. Well,
who still can afford to think playoffs?
Let me tell you this one thing. I don't want to see Taylor Swift in a box view no more. So I'm gonna start off with the Baltimore Ravens. We need to win this game. Because obviously, the Chiefs is struggling. Andy Reid and Travis Kelce arguing on the sideline. They try to make up a little, and sometimes I gotta be the cops, and I gotta check the teammates sometimes. But he checks me as well as I check him. Y'all going through something right now, and we about to find that weak spot on Sunday 4:30 and knock your asses in the mouth. Because we really need that win after that loss to the Lions. Lions ran all over us. We had no answer for the run. Yeah, Matabike was out, Kyle Van Noy was out. But that's no excuse for the Ravens' culture and defense. And
it's excuses.
This year, these past couple of years, yeah, because I agree with me and you had a conversation the other day. Ravens defense hasn't been the same, and y'all can't try to win the game relying on y'all defense when y'all have that offensive nuclear, because it's like the defense ain't being the defense. It's set in stone. We're garbage. The defense trash this year.
Yeah.
By the way,
unfortunately, y'all don't have a.
Just a sidebar real quick. Seahawks and Cardinals, they are in the fourth quarter. 14 minutes left. Seahawks 17, Cardinals 6.
That's how I figured that game would go. But touching on the Ravens, I know like you touched on the conversation we had the other day. I mean, unfortunately, y'all have Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Terrell Suggs and Halogi Nada walking through the door.
Yeah, they can't be at the game every Sunday. Don't forget, he was at the game this past Sunday. They can't be there every Sunday, y'all. He was like, yeah. Remember he was in his ear post versus the Browns? He was like, yeah, 60 minutes this time. Yeah, lead the defense. They your troop. This is your pack. Yeah, Ray Lewis can't be there. The whisper in your ear giving you good motivation every Sunday. Yeah, I gotta come through. I know Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, Halogi Nada, all of them mad as hell right now.
What I will say about the Ravens, I actually think y'all can afford to lose this game. And I'm gonna tell you why.
We can afford to go 1-3.
I'm gonna tell you why.
We're number one
to hit the Super Bowl this right year. Now. I know what y'all. I know the odds. Listen. I got the shocker. Not shocking. Probably not shocking. I'm gonna go with my boy Pat Mahomes. I'm gonna take Pat in this one. And I'm gonna tell you why. I think they figured something out against the Giants. They figured out a little sprinkle.
It's the Giants. You're not gonna do that. It's the Giants. I think they figured something out against Scotch Plains High School football team. I think they figured something out. No, it's the Giants. You're not getting that off. No. Yeah, y'all had a terrible game versus the Giants. They ain't figured nothing out.
Yeah. Listen, in a must-win situation, I'm gonna take the quarterback that I feel like is gonna win the game, right?
Nothing he is more Lamar. Clutch. He is more clutch. Yeah.
Nothing against Lamar. That's one of my favorite players.
That's my favorite player, and I'm saying Patrick Mahomes is more clutch.
Listen, but again, I'm gonna tell you why I think you can afford to go 1-3, and it's solely because of your division. Browns are the Browns. We can disqualify them.
Yeah, division's dog shit. Yeah. It's garbage. The Steelers, everybody.
I don't believe in A-Rod and the Steelers, but Mike Tomlin's around, so they're gonna get over 500 at least. They're gonna be 500 or better.
He's put 40.
Joe Burrow out 3 months with turf toe. Eliminate the Bengals. Eliminate them. I know they 2-1. That'll be the last game they win for a while.
Yes, and that's
the last game they won for a while.
Turf toe may sound like a simple injury, but it's actually a serious injury. Like a lot of people don't know that. It can change your walk.
We saw what the Bengals looked like Sunday without Joe Burrow, and shout out my boy Jake Browning, but that's why I think you can actually afford to go 1-3. Because Steelers might go on a string of games where they put together some wins or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're not going to run it away with the division.
Yeah,
I fail to believe that.
No.
So I really, truly think because of your division, you have the opportunity to go 1-3 and still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. Whereas if the Chiefs fall to 1-3, you see the Chargers the way they look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen. Chargers are staring easily staring 6-1 in the face. I don't think you can afford to fall that far behind the Chargers in the division and
Six and
have
one.
easily. If you look at their schedule, easily staring
I
6-1 in the
believe you.
face.
I believe you. Trust me.
The way Justin Herbert is playing right now, I
Uh-huh.
have all the confidence in the world in that Chargers team. That was my sleeper pick, by the way. Go to the Super Bowl out of the AFC. I said if Lamar can't do it this year, I got the Chargers.
All right. Let's run through some picks real quick. For Sunday. All right.
Yeah. By the way, tell Derrick Henry, I'm gonna need him to score a touchdown on a 1 yard line next time.
Yeah.
I don't need 3 opportunities and a fumble by Lamar to not score. But we can run through some picks. I got the Chiefs Sunday. I got the Chiefs.
You ain't had to do that before I did. But
I got
yeah,
the
that was
Chiefs.
sad. You had what was it? 2 tries or 3 tries?
3 tries. They ran it
3
with
tries. Yeah,
3 tries.
I'm losing it because it's stressful. I was watching every second of the game, and I just asked you that. I'm stressing right now. 1 and 2 right now, but somebody said if they gave the ball to Lamar, he would have got in there on the first or second attempt.
I said that. Lamar would have ran with more power than Derrick Henry in that situation.
Yeah, that's crazy. Your quarterback.
Derrick Henry, listen. Derrick Henry is a great player. You is too big. You is too big to be stopped at the goal line 3 times. 3. All I need is a 1 yard. Come on, cuz 1 yard. Come on.
Yeah, that was
too
crazy.
big for that. You listen. Derrick Henry realistically bigger than some linebackers in the league. You too big to be stopped. You too big to be stopped 3 times.
He could play linebacker if he studied it from like the beginning. He could play linebacker. His body mass is crazy. Like everybody he throwing it, playing basketball with niggas' helmets.
You could put the backup. You could put what's his name?
Justice Hill.
Justice Hill. You could put Justice Hill in there. Justice Hill could have got me a yard. Come on now, Derek. That's unacceptable. And then the fumbles. The fumbles is just not you, bro. I know you're gonna figure that out.
I believe Keaton Mitchell would have gotten there. If you want me to be real.
All right,
that was soft, Derrick Henry. That was very soft. To a point when an unknown running back would have been able to get in there. Like, come on, bro. You didn't have to be as aggressive to score the ball. Just a little bit. You was running, trying to figure out what hole to run through. Like Le'Veon Bell. No, you're not that. And Le'Veon Bell, he ran aggressive. He got the ball up in there. But when he was in open field, he you know how his play style was. But he didn't do that in red zone. No, he didn't do that in red zone. But let's get to the pick.
What up?
What happened? Yeah, because you ain't gonna keep talking about this. But it's fair. You was talking about your Giants, so I gotta talk about my Ravens. That's fair. What you got?
Well, all right, we can go through. We can run through it. So you got just to keep track. You got Ravens. I got the Chiefs. Right. All right. You went there. We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off in the 1 o'clock slate.
I'm gonna let y'all know before we continue. This is a guy that's picking the Chiefs, and he told me just last week. Yeah, I low key be rooting for the Ravens. I root for the Ravens. But who he picked? Who? Y'all just heard him. What he say? Chiefs.
You see, you missed.
He said, "I low key be rooting for the Ravens." Lamar, I want Lamar to be successful.
You missed it.
I want Lamar to fall from 1 to 3 and then kick up towards it. No, I don't want to see that as a Ravens fan. No, I don't want to see no 1 and 3. You gonna sit here and say that?
What I tell you? I said. The reason why I have the Chiefs winning is because I said the Ravens can afford to be 1 and 3. Whereas the Chiefs, if they 1 and 3, I don't know, man. That's a little dire situation. We might have to start having a different conversation about the Chiefs. That's why I said Chiefs. They don't They can't afford to fall 1-3. And if I'm choosing a quarterback to win a game that needs to win a game, I'm taking Pat. I'm taking Pat. There ain't a quarterback over him. I'm taking Pat. And I don't know what your defense is looking like. I don't know. Your defense has been shaky all year.
Yeah, Patrick Young, Travis Kelce might have a career day.
So, yeah, I don't know what that defense is looking at. Shout out Zach Orr. But
Zach who? What's his name? Like I forgot.
Shout out. I know you still wish you had Mike McDonald. But
Hi.
But
Where you at?
now we can start out with the international game, the 9:30 game. It's Steelers Vikings. That's actually one where I don't know. I honestly don't know.
For real.
What I will say though is I say a Brian Flores defense is he, in my opinion, top 3 coordinator in the league right now. Offense, defense, it don't matter. Brian Flores defense versus a 49-year-old, 50-year-old Aaron Rodgers, however old he is. I do like the Vikings. Shoot, they had Carson Wentz looking like MVP Carson Wentz last week. Kevin O'Connell did something magical, clearly, because I ain't even know Carson Wentz had the ability to even look that good. But I'm gonna take the Vikings in that one.
All right,
I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Let's push through. All right, I'm gonna start with some of the 1:00 games. We got the Commanders and Falcons. Who you got? But by the way, come on now. I'm a Ravens fan. Of course, I'm taking the Vikings. Let me just give my answer at that one. Of course,
you can't be biased. Whoa, you can't be biased. You can't be biased with the people. You gotta give you. You can't come at me with I'm a Ravens fan.
I don't care. I don't give a damn. You can't be biased. I don't give a damn. Everybody know about the history between the Ravens.
You heard me whack.
I don't give a damn.
Hey, I'm over here waxing poetic about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and you telling me I'm a Ravens fan. I can't pick the Steelers. It's all right though. It's all right.
Hey,
it's cool.
That's you, and that's me.
It's cool.
I'm going to Vikings. But we got the Commanders and Falcons.
We can move on though.
Commanders and Falcons, 1:00. Who you got?
It all depends on if Jaden Daniels play. Although I still think the Commanders win either way. I do like the Commanders in this matchup. Michael Penix, I don't know about him yet. He's been a little shaky this year. I know I can't really call him a second-year quarterback because I know he only started about 3 games last year, so he really just getting his feet wet. It's really just his first year right now. So, I don't know. I just saw this same Falcons team with all this offensive firepower that they do have get smoked by the Panthers 30-0. So, I don't know which Falcons team I'm going to get this week. I would love to say the Falcons. I really would. But I do have the Commanders. And Falcons is just all types of dysfunctional. They just rearranged their whole offensive staff, fired the wide receivers coach, told the offensive coordinator he can't call the plays from the press box no more. He had to call it on the field. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It sucks because Bijan Robinson is actually is a very talented running back. I actually think is the best running back in the league. So just off of pure talent, but I don't know. I don't like the Falcons team at all. I got the Commanders handily, pretty handily actually.
And we got the well, for me, I would absolutely agree with everything you just said because the Commanders' offense is just different now. And you know, Jaden Daniels, he's an up and coming quarterback. He's And surprisingly, he's producing better numbers than C.J. Stroud and Kyler Murray right now. So he's actually
If he plays, if he plays,
yeah,
if he plays.
he's something to be he's something to talk about right now. But I do take the Commanders as well. Um.
I
hmm
I hope he plays. I hope he get his knee situated right. I know
Yeah.
they said that was a medical decision, so we'll see later in the week whether or not Jaden Daniels is going to play or not. But we can move on to the Titans and Texans. Who you got?
Okay. Um. I'm going to take the Texans. I feel like they're gonna win this game. I feel like C.J. Stroud
Listen.
is actually gonna.
It ain't even much to. It ain't even much to. It ain't even much to say about this game, honestly. Like CJ, listen. You better beat you you better beat the Titans.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah. Maybe I was
listen.
being too nice.
Houston.
Yeah.
It ain't even much to say about that. Listen, I love me Cam Ward. I really do think Cam Ward gonna be a superstar. I wish he was a Giant, Cam. I wish he was a Giant. Unfortunately, we wanna win unnecessary, meaningless games against Indianapolis and lose the first pick. Another story for another day. But yeah, Texans. If you don't get this one, I don't know what game. I don't know what game you getting. Apologies, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we back up and running, so we could get back into the picks. I know we left off at the Texans and Titans, but what's the next game we want to go over?
Eagles and Bucks. Eagles and Bucks. Let's see where you at with this because I know my answer. And it'll surprise you.
Oh, well, I guess we in for surprises this week then, cause I actually got the Bucks. I like the now. Let me preface this by saying
Uh-huh.
I take the Bucks if Chris Godwin plays. If Chris
They
Godwin
said it's questionable.
if Chris Godwin don't play, that might change my pick because I know Mike Evans is out.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Todd Bowles' defense against Jalen Hurts, and I know historically he's given Jalen Hurts some problems, some trouble, and I know historically I believe Jalen Hurts is 1-4 against Todd
Yeah.
Bowles in his career. So and with the Eagles already struggling offensively. Oh, let me also preface this by saying I got the Bucks if Tristan Wirfs play as well. They listen. I I like the Bucks. I know they're 3-0 and they're 3-0 because they basically won every game in the last possession. But I do like them in this game. I think they have the potential to give the Eagles their first loss. But
Mm.
that hinges, like I said, I got the Bucks, but it hinges on the availability of Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs.
Okay. Well, in Baker Mayfield, we trust.
And Baker we trust.
Okay. All right. And this one is let's get this out the way. We got the Panthers and the Patriots.
Toss up here. Toss up. I will say, when in doubt, I'm never going to side against my Alabama brethren. Bryce, take us home. Bryce going to get this dub today on Sunday.
Okay.
I like the Panthers.
Okay. Okay.
Who you got?
Um, I'm going with the Panthers as well because I don't see no threat in the Patriots. The Patriots is a whole way different constructed team right now. There's no way.
And they
Yeah.
dealing with some injuries as well. So
Uh, Injuries and your team is sorry. Yeah, I'm not saying the Panthers is any better, but
hey,
sorry team versus sorry team.
they put they
I'm
they put up 30 on the Falcons last week. I hold your horses. They put up 30 on the Falcons.
I'm gonna pick the Panthers, but they yeah, they both sorry, but I'm gonna pick the Panthers. But
They got the same record as the Ravens. I wouldn't call them sorry. Yeah, we got all tied.
all right, I see what you did there. Okay, since you said that, next we got the Chargers versus the Giants. Who you got?
Ah, you know,
Hey, you got the same record. Yeah, who you got on this game? You know who you got, but you know who gonna win.
My mind and my body tells me the Chargers, but hey, why not? Let's ride the Jaxson Dart train.
R. Kelly can't help you out win this game. Your mind and your body is delusional.
Let's hop on the Jaxson Dart Express. I say the kid gets his first win at home against the Chargers in a shocking upset. I'm taking my Giants.
I
Take it.
feel as
Now
though
I'm gonna tell you why. I don't like how we got to this decision. We went over that earlier. This organization is dysfunctional. Everything about it is dysfunctional. This decision, they just needs to change how they make decisions all the way around. Totally. It needs to be an organizational shift. But with that being said, Jackson, take us home. We're gonna get this dub. We're gonna get this one.
going with the Chargers. Hey,
Don't
that defense is about to slaughter New York. Don't do that. You already know what it is. I can't give hope. And like I told you, I believe in Jaxson Dart. I want him to be successful.
not this
For some
game.
reason, like it's not, you know,
You don't want to take him this game.
not versus that defense. I saw them last week. They're annoying.
Hey, like I told you, Derwin James, I believe, is the chess piece of that defense. He's everywhere on the field. So we're gonna see. It's not gonna be easy, but if we get off to a good start, I can potentially see us sneaking out a win.
Okay.
Potentially. I don't like this 0-3. I think we get off the snide. We 1-3 after this game. You know.
Okay.
Potentially.
This
That's
next
the Giants fan in me speaking though.
no, this next game, I'm pretty sure we both going to agree with this. It's the Bills versus the Saints.
Yeah, no explanation needed.
Yeah, come on now.
No explanation needed. Shout out Josh Allen. But yeah, Saints got no chance.
Yeah. And this next game, also at 1 o'clock, might be the same. I think it's the same, but I want to see if you agree. We got the Browns versus the Lions.
I don't. I'm gonna tell you why. That
No,
Browns
the defense. Yes, the defense.
that Browns defense is real.
Great, I'm telling you.
Listen.
But they're not. I don't think they have an answer for that offense. Not this year.
There's no soul on this planet that can block Myles Garrett 1-on-1. For that reason and that reason alone, I give them a chance. I don't think they win. I can give them a chance though. I give them a chance. Did you see? No. Was you watching last week? Did you see how he single-handedly ruined the Packers game plan?
Yes, I did see that. That was crazy.
Bro, at one point, they had 3 people blocking him. 3 people. Have you seen that in modern football? I mean, I watch a lot of football myself. I'm a fan of Dexter Lawrence. You know, he on my team, so I be seeing the doubles. I be seeing 3 people blocking a defensive end. I don't think I've seen that one before.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there's no. Myles Garrett is different. He's just different.
Listen,
Like, it's set in stone. Everybody's scared of him. He sacked almost every quarterback while he was playing. Every popping quarterback, not just an average quarterback. The quarterback, some of your favorite quarterbacks, he sacked. Yeah, but with this game, I'm gonna take the Lions, even though they beat us.
I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions as well. But that Browns defense is real. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
It is. It's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, it's gonna be closer than what you think it's gonna be. But we can move on.
Next, I have the Jaguars and the 49ers. I don't really care for either, but I'm going to go with my boy Travis Hunter. I'm going to let him go first on this one. I'm going to go with Trav, Trav 12, Colorado, you feel me? The Buffs.
Yeah.
I got to go with Trav.
I feel like every year for whatever reason, the 49ers just go through so many injuries, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know what they got going on over there. Nick Bosa tearing his ACL. That hurts. I like Mac Jones. I like the way he played last week.
He played okay.
Nick Bosa is a huge loss. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I just don't think the Jaguars is a good team, and I know they dealing with their own injuries anyway. I know.
them losing Nick Bosa is hurtful. It's hurtful. That's different. Them losing Nick Bosa.
So just from off of, I don't have no faith in Trevor Lawrence, and they have a lot of injuries to their wide receivers anyway, and they haven't fully figured out the Travis Hunter thing yet. I'm going 49ers, and I don't think it's going to be close. I think Mac Jones easily, 49ers easily get by the Jaguars.
Okay. All right. Next we got the 3-0 Colts. We was just talking about it, but they're playing a team that watched the defensive player pick up a fumble and run it all the way back.
Nah. Before you even continue, Daniel Jones hype train ends this week. Okay, you heard it here first. It ends this week. The Rams put a end to whatever this Daniel Jones hype train is.
He's going to continue to produce the numbers he's continued. You know why? Because he's not in New York no more. Being in New York is a curse on your goddamn career. It just doesn't work out for you. Ever since Odell left, that was the last good player y'all had.
It ends.
It's just, or not last good player. I'm not going to say that because y'all have some good players after Odell. Last good success or close to any type of success or hype around the New York Giants.
I disagree, but what I will say is, like I said,
booty ass.
the Daniel Jones hype train ends this week. He's had a good run. I love to see it. You showed me that you can be a competent quarterback, and that's all that really matters because I had no faith in you when you were in New York. So what I will say is it ends this week. The Rams win. The Colts go to 3-1. And the Rams go to 3-1. And we can move on. But Daniel Jones, it ends this week. Okay. Mark my words.
All right, let's move on. We got the Bears and the Raiders at 4:25.
This is another pick'em game. I feel like this isn't the best quality football, but coming off of the momentum that the Bears got from the dismantling Dallas, I will say that I'm picking Caleb in this game. I don't like the way the Raiders have used Genty so far this season, and just off of and Gino hasn't fully played extremely well yet. I got the Bears, and I don't think it's gonna be. I think this is another game where I don't think it's gonna be relatively close. I do like Caleb and Adunze and all the weapons that he got over there in Chicago. I feel like Chicago gets this one relatively easy.
Okay. Next, we have
Michael Parsons Bowl.
Yes, we have
the Michael Parsons Bowl.
What's going to be one of the most watched NFL games of the season.
I will be tuned in. I can't wait to see what Michael Parsons does to the Dallas Cowboys.
Jerry Jones said it's inappropriate. He said he really meant, hell no, we not giving him no tribute video.
He said you didn't do enough in Dallas for a tribute video.
You ain't do a damn thing for me. I'm not giving you another dollar. You can go to Green Bay. I don't give a damn.
So off of that alone, and because I think this is the last time we'll be forced to talk about the Cowboys in any aspect of this season once they lose this game. CeeDee Lamb hurt. Offensive line beat up. About 2-3 starters hurt. Rashawn Gary, Michael Parsons. It don't matter who it is. They gonna have a field day in the backfield. Michael Parsons walk away with about 2 sacks. A couple tackles for loss. I think he gonna make Jerry Jones eat every last word of disrespect he spewed before the trade, after the trade, and he gonna show you why he's a top 3 defensive player in the league. I think this is the game where Micah Parsons goes crazy.
Yeah. He
Absolutely
gonna take this
crazy.
person. He's gonna take this person. You know he's gonna wild out.
I don't think Dallas stands a chance. Without CeeDee Lamb, absolutely no chance. I don't see where Dallas can compete. With that defense, with the injuries they got on offense, Trayvon Diggs looks
It
like
might
a
be a
shell of
blowout.
himself.
It might be a
No,
blowout.
it's not. It might. It will be a blowout. If the Packers don't blow them out, I will be thoroughly shocked. Thoroughly shocked. I just don't see a world where the Packers and that defensive line don't go crazy in Dallas. And then, like I said, Trayvon Diggs don't look like Trayvon Diggs yet. I'm gonna give him grace because I know he's coming back from the injury.
Yep.
But right now he looked like a shell of himself. I mean, if you want to go deep, you can go deep. He ain't stopping a thing. I watched single-handedly Malik Neighbors shred him.
He's just gonna run right beside you. That's what he does.
He might not even run beside you, honestly, with the way he looked so far this season. He might stumble out the gate. But nah, and all realistically, Trayvon Diggs is struggling, and I will say that I think Jordan Love, I think this is the game where, just like Caleb Williams, just like Russ, you're gonna see some crazy yardage, and you're gonna see about 30, 40 points put up. I think because the Packers have Micah now, it's gonna be no holds bar. I think no mercy is gonna be shown.
Give me some score predictions. Final score.
Honestly, I got it 40-7.
That's crazy.
I got it 40-7.
I was literally about to say 41-7. I'm giving 41-7. That's crazy.
I'm be honest with you. I don't see a world where Dallas competes. I really don't.
They're gonna get one. They're gonna get one little touchdown towards the end of the game.
Garbage time. You know how it be. Garbage time.
Yeah,
When they get
this is over.
When they get in that little prevent defense, it's like
Yeah,
we just trying to get the game over with. But no, I don't see a world where Dallas competes. CeeDee Lamb not being available right now is
it's a big hit.
That's a huge hit.
Yeah.
And George Pickens is a wild card. You never know when he gonna spaz out on the sidelines on somebody. So just due to his unreliability, yeah, I got Dallas losing pretty big in this one. And I got them. Honestly, Dallas is so bad right now, but I can't talk. I'm a Giants fan, so it is what it is. But Dallas is horrible right now. So yeah, Michael Parsons, 2 sacks for sure. 2 sacks. Over under. What you got him?
Wait, tremendously over. I got him probably getting the record stuff total for his career.
Oh, you think it's gonna be that type of game?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably gonna be 5.
I think for Dallas' sake, they're not gonna let Micah go crazy like that. But I do think he gets to Dak. I do think he gets there 2 times.
Watch. It's gonna be 4 pressures, 4 sacks. Swear to God. Let's get to the. What happened?
Nah, I think it's gonna be a lot of pressures. I don't think it's gonna be that many sacks. That'll be. Listen, you think Dallas was mad? You think Dallas was mad that they traded Micah? You let Micah come back to Dallas. And this is in Dallas, by the way. You let him come back to Dallas and he get 4 sacks?
Yep. 4 or 5. I'm calling it right now.
I don't think Dallas has a stadium Monday morning with how mad them fans gonna be.
Crazy. But yeah, I agree with you. There's not enough to be said about that. It's go time at the end. And it's a Sunday night game.
Nah, 4 o'clock, right? No. Sunday.
No,
You right. So you right.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
You thought they're gonna have that little introduction Sunday
Listen,
night, all that. Come on.
I'm gonna have to clean my glasses off for that one. That's gonna be prime time TV. But we could get on to the Monday night matchup.
All right, we got a double header. We got the
We do got a doubleheader.
Jets and
So,
the Dolphins at
two.
7:15.
Hey, hot off the press. Jets get the win. Jets get the win.
For me, I don't know. But if I had,
Somebody in New York got to win this week,
but if
and it's
if I had to pick a team, and I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna pick the Jets to win the game.
Jets gonna beat the Dolphins. Listen,
Oh, yeah, because it's a little
listen.
dysfunctional up there in Miami right
A little dysfunctional.
now. Yeah.
A little. I'm not sure if you realize what's going on down in Miami, but
Yeah.
Jets get off the snide. They get a win. I'm gonna rock with the hometown team. Jets gonna get this W. If the Giants don't do it this week, Jets gonna get a win. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Somebody in New York got to win.
Well, let's get to the next game at 8:15. Right after that game, we got the Bengals and the Broncos. Talk to me.
Broncos. Listen,
Broncos. Yeah, Bengals in my division, so I'm going Broncos. Get
this
them.
this is another game where, unfortunately, no Joe Burrow, Jake Browning. I'm sorry, my brother. I saw the way you played against Minnesota and that defense, and I love me the Broncos defense. And yeah, I don't see where the Bengals win a game without Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So for sure, Broncos. Another game that really don't need a lot of explanation behind it. I don't really like the slate of games this week. It's a lot of like iffy games. But we'll revisit this next week. See where we was wrong, where we was right.
Sports.
But enough of the NFL talk. Let's hop over into the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
It was announced this week, Aja Wilson takes home her 4th MVP award on top of her Las Vegas Aces being the 2nd seed in the playoffs right now, tied up with the Indiana Fever, 1-1. Give me your thoughts. Think that MVP award was deserving?
Yeah. Come on now. Asia, my girl, you know that. What is it, 4-time MVP?
4 times. 4 times in 6 years, by the way.
Yeah, like she's on another level, man. And it was tough. Bam Adebayo came out, gave her the trophy. That was fine. That was fine. She was supposed to, because it's like I don't think she even expected her to win that MVP. But to me, it was well deserving. Like it was other players as well. Kelsey Mitchell, Horler. But yeah, man, you got to give that to Asia. Got to give it to Asia. It's well deserved.
What I will say about the MVP race as a whole.
Hmm.
This is the first time where, usually the MVP race is about best player bet on the best team,
Yeah.
right? And usually, in all sports, is really like that. We can talk about whether it was deserved or whether it wasn't deserved. I mean,
Hmm.
just off of how the Aces started the season and the fact that they even are the 2nd seed right now is spectacular. The win streak that they went on, I think, really solidified MVP case for her, because the Aces were struggling.
Think about it. Think about it. She's in a class of her own by winning MVP. She's in a class of her own.
She won Defensive Player of the Year again, by the way. Co-Defensive Player of the Year with
Yeah,
Alana Smith.
for real. That gets swept under the rug. But you got to think she has the most MVPs, and like who won the most MVPs in the WNBA? Asia Wilson. You have Lauren Jackson with three. You had Lisa Leslie with three. You had Cheryl Swoops with three. But Asia Wilson, she just kept her fourth one in 2025. She had one in 2020. She had one in 2022, and one just last year in 2024. Come on, that.
It's
You
safe to
like
say
that?
what I would say about Asia Wilson is no doubt in my mind she's the best player in the league, and I think from an efficiency standpoint and just what she does on the court, the way she's able to affect the game on both ends, like truly does have an impact on the Aces, and I think especially during the win streak, and then
Mhm.
that second half of the season when unfortunately for them, they got blown out by 50 plus points by Nafisa Collier's team. And I think ever since that point, you saw like Asia tap into a different level
Yeah.
that I don't think anybody in the league right now can touch, which kind of solidified her MVP for me. I
Hmm.
will say though, do I think she deserved it? She had a case for it. I do think Nafisa didn't get enough credit for basically being the wire best team in the league this year, being a number one seed, again leading the Lynx.
Oh, you took
And
Nafisa
Nafisa
Collier?
Collier,
Yeah, Collier. Okay, okay. Yeah, she
what
was
I
averaging 22.9 points a game.
I mean, you could put their stats side by side, and they basically do the same thing and average the same thing,
Mm.
and all the statistics around. Only thing that Asia really does better than her is rebounding, and that's just because they play different positions.
Yeah.
But I will say Asia Wilson. See, this is what I can appreciate because not to bring other sports into it, but this is the first time where I feel like the MVP is given to the most impactful best player as
Yeah.
opposed to the best player on the best team. From an advanced statistics standpoint, I mean, Asia Wilson edges her out in every major category, and to do it with the same amount of efficiency as Nafisa, while also averaging a point more than her a game is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But I kind of compare this to the MVP race of last year, not necessarily in the WNBA, but in football, and how Josh Allen got it over Lamar Jackson, and just looking at that standpoint and looking from that point of view, like I said, this is the first time where I feel like the MVP was given to the best player for
Yeah.
being the most dominant. Like Lamar, in my opinion, should have won MVP last year, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. They gave it to Josh because he was on the better team, but I'm happy that she got it because four MVPs, nothing to be, nothing to laugh at, and four MVPs still in the prime of her career. I just hope that we don't get voters fatigue with Asia the same way we got voters fatigue with LeBron. And hopefully she's able to secure a couple more MVPs because if she keeps playing at this level, I don't think any,
Yeah.
as you've seen this year, I don't think there's a player close to her. I think she's levels above her competition.
Okay.
And what I will say about the playoffs though, I am excited. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to a Minnesota Aces finals, even though I don't like the way the Lynx lost game 2 to Phoenix the other night.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that goes for them. I do think Phoenix has a real shot at making the finals as well. But I'm excited to see a Nafisa Asia finals. I really do. It'll be the same kind of this reminiscent of what we got last year with a Brianna Stewart Nafisa finals.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited either way. But
Hmm.
that MVP was well deserved for Asia. well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah,
She definitely earned it.
20,
But I
20,
was
10 rebounds,
yeah.
3 assists,
Her
block.
stats is crazy. Her stats is crazy. But like I said, Nafisa, I I feel like she ain't get enough credit for how good she was this year. So I'm gonna be the first to say it. Like Nafisa, you deserved a MVP award, but
Not this year.
Asia was just so darn good down the stretch. I mean, she took it from you. Like
It could be a co-defensive player of the year award. It can't be a co-MVP.
if there was ever a it could have been this year though. I
Let's
will
speak that
say
into existence because
if there was
I don't even like the co-defensive player. But that's another topic for another day. I don't even like that. Just give it to one person.
shout out to W. Wow, what question before we get off the WNBA though? I will ask you this. It's because it was a debate. I believe it was on Theo Penson's pod. I believe it's called Run Your Race. And he brought up who you think the GOAT of the WNBA was, and they brought up three players in particular.
No.
It was Asia Wilson, it was Maya Moore, and it was Diana Taurasi. Who do you think? It don't gotta be those three, but who's your GOAT of the WNBA?
My GOAT of the
Your GOAT.
WNBA
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you have to say on this.
right now or all time?
All time.
All time, Candace Parker.
Interesting. I'm not mad at that.
Candace
I'm
Parker.
not mad at that. 3-time champ. I'm not mad at that.
Gotta be.
I'm not mad at that.
But right now, come on now. Asia.
I think for me, listen, if we're talking about runs of dominance and winning at every level that they played on, nobody did it better than Maya. Nobody did it better than Maya. And unfortunately for us, we got robbed of the ability to see her finish out her career. But I think if I had to go with a GOAT right now, Asia definitely is on her way to taking that. Don't get me wrong. Asia for sure is on her way to take that. But I'm not. I told you with Jalen Hurts, I'm a winner. I like winning. And Maya Moore, in half the years she was in the WNBA, she won a championship. That means she won 50% of the time she was in the league. I don't know anybody else that can stake claim to that. Again, I know her career was cut short, but she won in the W 4 times. She won in college. Well, part of that great UConn winning streak. Her and Tina Charles. Like, listen, Maya was something special, and if you got a chance to watch her, she was different. She was different. As far as impact and scoring, there wasn't a soul in the league at the time that could touch her. It wasn't a soul. So, as far as greatest of all time, I might have to still give it to Maya. But Asia, like I said, Asia's special. She's right there, knocking on that door, and to do what she did, 4 MVPs, incredible. Like 4 MVPs before the age of 30. By the way, she hadn't even turned 30 yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. It's actually incredible. Rooting for her in the playoffs. By the way, who you got for the finals for the WNBA?
MVP, Aces, it all go together. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vegas. I'm gonna pick the Aces.
I think the WNBA playoffs so far has provided a lot of good basketball. Emphasis on a lot. Just even the Lynx going even not the Lynx, I'm sorry, the Liberty losing in the first round. The defending champs, going out the way that they went out. And then firing a coach at the end of the season. Another story for another day, but I never like coaches losing their job, especially when I don't feel like, they deserve to. But the WNBA playoffs so far has been good. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not, but I will say that Indiana Fever team, boy, they showing me something. Listen, Kelsey Mitchell showing me a lot. Showing me a lot. And I will say once they get Caitlin back, I don't know, man. I don't know. It might be their league. It might be their league. Listen,
Yeah,
Aaliyah Boston.
they getting dropped right now.
Aaliyah Boston took her game to the next level this year. So I know Caitlin Clark's not coming back this year, but Kelsey Mitchell for sure. It showed me a lot. And they put up a good fight in game 1. Not gonna lie. They really did give the Aces, I think, a little surprise, but I don't think they win another game in this series. So I do have the Aces going to the finals. And I still do have the Lynx, Minnesota, going to the finals as well. And then once we get there, I think that's going to be exciting basketball. I really do. I think they match up with each other really well. It's just who winning right now, I can't say. I do think it goes the distance though. I do think it'll definitely go the distance. But it'll be a toss up for real. It'll be a toss up. But I do have a Las Vegas Minnesota finals.
Okay. Looking off the Seahawks and Cardinals game. Finished off 23-20. Kicked the game winning field goal. How you feel about that?
It's not a shocking outcome. I did have Seattle winning that game. So seeing them win the game is not surprising. Seeing them win in the manner that they won, it's shocking. Shout out Kyler Murray and the Cardinals for coming back the way that they came back. But seeing them win on a last minute field goal is not surprising at all. I had Seattle winning. I think Seattle is an underrated team. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, don't really have no thoughts on those Seahawks versus Cardinals. But Seahawks been kicking a lot lately. So I'm gonna have to take the Seahawks. I knew they was gonna win this one, but I didn't think it was gonna be as close.
Fair enough. Well, that is a wrap on our first ever episode. We're excited to have you guys tune in. Any final thoughts you want to get out the way? Tell the people.
Just happy to get something like this started. We're gonna be bringing this to y'all weekly. More clear, more better quality, more better topics, more everything. It's only going up from here, yeah. So just be patient with us and join us for this ride.
I appreciate it, Lyle. As my co-host said, join us for this ride. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on all of our social media channels. The link to this will be dropped after at the end of the video, and also all of our socials will be dropped as well. So until next week, cheers. See you. Thank you.